All right. When you speak to me about the Tanzania elections, I'm not quite sure which particular aspect of the Tanzania elections you want me to comment on. Uruda kuti ndikomente kuti Tanzania yakaita ma-election, they were conducted successfully or unsuccessfully, vanhu vakarwara neCovid kana kuti havana kurwara neCovid. Uruda kuti ndikomente on zvandakanzwa pasocial media about zviitiko zvaitika kuTanzania kwandakanga ndisiri, nditaure zvekwandisina kuswera. Uruda kuti ndikomente kuti chii. Ngatinyazotaurana, nhasi toda kuita candid. We want to be candid. Zvidzidzo zvekuti chekutanga zvawakanzwa zvakaitika kuTanzania ndozvandakangonzwawo. Ina handina means dzekuti ndizviverify kai. Ndiende kuTanzania ndoendese news team ndoise boots on the ground. Ndotanga kubvunza vanhu nichivainterview kuti zviri kunzi makabirwa zvechokwadi. I don't know that. How can I comment? Ndakaverenga zviri pamedia. Zvawakangoverengawo ndo zvandakaverenga. Iwa una kuno daina ndakanoobserve. Uri kunzwa? If I'd gone to observe elections in Tanzania, you could say to me, Judge, what lessons did you learn on the ground in the context of your role as an observer? I didn't observe those elections. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't I can't comment. I can't. It's inappropriate. How can I comment about things that happened where I was not? Okay, the fact that they were able to hold elections in COVID, I think for me that's instructive. But what I want to say is, it's also anditi COVID-19 policy edu, which I'm saying it's a policy, it's not enforceable. Ndaka challenge wanema MP ndaenda ku parliamentary portfolio committee zvikanzi mtemo yacho yawandisa zvinomakuda kuti ana mbuya vedu vari kucholocho vatadze kuvhota nekuti vanenge vachinzi tikati no. It's a policy, hauzi mtemo, it's not enforceable. Guidelines. Ekuti handiti kuti kana tichita by-election, like for instance by-election edu, they're going to run into almost 100. Local government, then a parliament. And these are guidelines. Kuti kana uri polling agent, unofana kutarisira kuti electoral commission inokuprotecta in this and that manner uri polling station. Kana uri voter, tichakuprovide ne-basic minimum inonzi zvakati. Kana uri ndiwe presiding officer, you have to make sure kuti vanhu vari polling station mako wava temperature tester, wavadiwa. These are guidelines. Okay, so inini, I feel that in terms of preparing ourselves as a commission to hold by-elections which are COVID-19 compliant, because of that policy, I feel that we are ready. But as I said, and you said to me, I have an obligation to promote the constitutional right to vote. I accept that. And I'm aware of that obligation. And I'm aware of what it entails. But the Constitutional Court itself has said that that right to vote, it's not absolute. It's not like the right to life. And knows that the right to life is absolute. Nothing can derogate from the right to life. The right to vote in a democratic society is derogable. In a democratic society, you can't just pitch and say, I have a right to vote and I must vote and I must vote. No. In a democratic society, a pandemic, the Electoral Court must now educate us whether a pandemic is a suitable restriction on the right to vote in a democratic society. The Constitutional Court has already said, cannot see resident in Zimbabwe. That's a suitable restriction. And I talked about that. Now, before Electoral Court is a pandemic a suitable restriction of the right to vote? And I can't comment on that. Otherwise, later contempt of court. Okay? Did I call the executive and order them to do certain things? The Handitaura kuti role yangu it's persuasive. Tunotoenda totonotaura kuti taita position paper yedu. This is what the Constitution says. This is what the Electoral Act says. This is what the regulations say. This is what is happening in SADC. This is what is happening in the AU. This is what is happening in Europe. This is what happened in America. We recommend to you, the executive, who have the power to do so, kuti dai manga matarisa zvese all things being equal, is kuda kudai. Then the executive comes back to us and they say, we considered your recommendations. Amongst recommendations from other stakeholders, and our response is not now. And That's where my role ends. Handina imwe role yekuti ndizotanga kunobata matemo kumatare edzimhosva yekuti ndokutemai kana mukasabvuma zvandataura. That is not permissible in terms of the current legislation. If you'd like me to be able to do that, by all means give me power. I love power.
Justice, I would like to know, according to the Electoral Act, our Electoral Act, when an election has been held, the results are tested on the polling station. And to me, I thought they are already in the public domain because they've been pasted. But I've found out that it is now, for me as a journalist, criminalized to publish those before they are published by ZEC, yet they are already. How does it become ultra violence, the Electoral Act?
Kafiranika. Tategura kafiranika. Mr. Tafiranika Mugove in Zwaimunzwe. You learned that it's criminal for you to publish results that have been pasted outside the polling station. That's incorrect. When we paste results outside a polling station, that is notice to the whole world. Notice to the whole world. My title deeds, it's notice to the whole world that you are the registered owner of that house. Now, suppose matenga imba yenyu imimi. Mo saina mapepa ekuti mu transfer yende mstami. In between you signing those papers and your title deeds actually being put in your name, my title deeds anenga asichiri mzitara Justice Chigumba. Mukanotaurira munhu kuti ndini muridzi wemba iyi. Zviri wrong, even though process yatango. It's an example that I'm giving you. You can only waive those title deeds in the face of the whole world. Or you can tell someone, ndiri process yekuti imba itransfer kwenda mstamangu. Ndakatosaina ndakaenda kuma lawyer tikasaina zvese. But until the actual day when those title deeds are in your name, I'm certain me registered owner wemba. I hope you understand the analogy that I'm giving you. Kana tiri process yeku verify my election results pa polling station yega. Once ta paste ngatingoti V11 zvisanetse nai. Muri kunyara kuti V11. Enangu andinyare nondomira nema V11 angu. Takaisa V11 pa polling station toti munomu munenge mune 10 polling stations. Taisa V11 pa polling station 1. Manyatsoiona kuti mushonga ndiye winner pa polling station yekwa Zipa. You can announce that Mushonga has won per polling station, but you cannot then say Mushonga has won the ward, because takamira verification yemango ma polling station is arimu same ward kuti isusu electoral commission tine masimba eku announce tizo announce kuti is Mushonga the real winner. If you publish the results of one polling station, then you say Mushonga winner. That's wrong, because Mushonga winner one polling station is tichiri ku verify mangwe 9 ese. Murunzi is a distinction. If we paste a V11, that's notice, but it doesn't mean ward ra win one na Mushonga. It means kuma kwese kwatsata paste ma V11 tichakamira verification. If you then announce is to sata verify, that's an electoral malpractice, which is criminal conduct in terms of the Electoral Act. I hope I've explained that in a way that you understand.
Next question. Yes, sir. Your name and
After the Justice mentioned that I think it started other electoral activities. I wanted to check when exactly you started.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very important question. Remember when we went into lockdown, Takaita a press statement in which we announced that we had suspended all electoral activities. on the date on which we were designated an essential service with respect to all other electoral activities other than by-elections, we also issued another press statement saying that with effect from today, we are allowed to conduct all other electoral activities except by-elections. So I'm sorry I don't keep the dates, Mumsoro Mangu, Mwanangu, but I'm sure you could verify. Dakuza is here. He's the secretary to the commission. He could give you those dates if you're interested in specific dates. But it was actually published for the benefit of our stakeholders. And I'm told, Kuti, we have long queues of people who are socially distanced. I'm also told we have a lot of transfers. It is their right to do that. And Kanavano influencer by election transfer back, it is equally their right to do that. It's a dependent politics. What we do is munakashika pano register kuvota handiti. Tinema basic minimum requirements. Are you 18? Are you a Zimbabwean citizen? Where's your proof of residence? Proof yacho ofila chiform chake tinomtransfer akadzoka futi equally after 2 weeks oti ndatransferwa zvakare ndakushandira kuchirundu tinongomutransfer because our role is administrative. We don't look at merits or demerits. We don't look at media reports dzekunzi pane vada kuba. It's up to you as stakeholders. Kana mafunga kuti mauda kubirwa manya kucourt to stop kuti musabirwe isusu haisi mandate yedu. Our mandate is administrative. Kumeka sure kuti mapepa aripo, mabhopoint aripo, maforms aripo, kusvikira matipo manga masimba akapfuura iwayo. In fact, we would welcome them. Tipe.